Monday morning, and a lot of people in the morning are a bit monkey, not ready to go. But come sit in my car for half an hour. We'll soon be energetic. Who's this? So yeah, you can't be a little rave in the morning, can you? So a little top tip, if you're feeling a bit tired in the morning, whack the tunes up. And it can't be like any classical, it's got to be like heavy tunes that like annoy you. So yeah, you've got to whack them up full blast. So the plan for today is, we've got one of them days that we don't have many a year where there's not much to do. So as I discussed in last week's episode, we have the pilers on site today. They are dropping their caging, ready for it to be concrete tomorrow. So obviously my lads would normally be there instead of it piling, and then instead of it getting piled, they'd be normally doing the strip foundations now, but it's obviously getting piled. So plan B is they've gone tarving this morning to just carry on with the snagging. So there's not much to do there really. So there's a bit of, in the existing house, a bit of self-leveling that needs doing here and there. There was a bit of GRP on the front of the extension that needs a little top coat on, and a bit of silicone, and just a general tidy up. The signs have been dropped, fencing's come down, and now the lads have just turned up. I'm just filming for YouTube. I'm just filming for YouTube, and the lads have just turned up.
What series on there, kid?
This is the first one. So as I just said, the lads have just been tarving and have just obviously come back now. They're all done. So yeah, the plan for tomorrow is the lads will be going back to the Lake. While that's going to be getting concreted by the piler, they're going to be doing the drainage. So I am also going to be nipping up there first thing in the morning. The reason being, prior to pouring the concrete, I want to just check the levels that the pilers are going to be pouring the concrete to. Now this has got to be bang on, so when we're doing our foundation build, we don't have to put any cuts in the block work or the brickwork. It works perfectly in block and brick. So that's the reason I want to nip up tomorrow and obviously make sure it's all bang on. So I've been nipping up there first thing and then coming back here. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
So it's Tuesday and we're back at our project in the Lake. As you've just seen, that the piles have been done and also the cages are in. They're all done in place and set out, ready to go.
It's concrete day there and the pilers will be finished, which is good. So Ben and Cal are just there this morning putting the drains in. And then that is all good to go. We are away. So I've just got to the office and I'm just gonna I've got a few things to do this morning. So I've got to sort out a pump for that job. So the concrete there, because the access is dead narrow, we've got to get a pump on the job. So another thing to consider when you're doing projects with no access is, can you get wheelbars down the side? It's very tight there. And I know what will happen if we don't get a pump. Concrete, lads, with the barriers, it'll just go everywhere. So we're going to get a pump. It is quite a day. It's about £500 for the pump, which is, it is what it is, but it pays for itself. So we're going to get a pump, and I reckon we're going to be ready to pour there on Monday. And what an absolute day it is. Hopefully this is it now. Summer is here. I think it's about 14 degrees, which is roasting. Can't beat it. So yeah, I've got to sort that first thing this morning to get that pump done for Monday. I've got to do numbers on a land that I'm very interested in Chester, and I've got to ring estate agents to see what he thinks of it. And then yeah, just have a general catch up with emails. There's a project in Guild Sutton in Chester that they want us to go ahead with, so just got to do the final little bits for that. All the documentation I spoke to you on, I think it's about 2 episodes back now, like the construction phase plan, all documentation to meet CDM regs, which it's going to take about an hour and a half, it always does. So yeah, pass you over to Ben and see how they're getting on. No sanding that.
The footings are now concreted, and they didn't really go as planned. Obviously we'd got a piling team in and part of their job was to do the concreting. They got the concrete in with the barrel lads, but there was only 2 of them, and then obviously, as you know, the access is really bad. So they basically were like, well, if someone doesn't help, then we're not doing it. So basically me and Carl ended up having to jump on the barrows to get the concrete round, which wasn't part of our day. It's not really our issue. Obviously we've subcontracted them out to get them in and do this, but you know, sometimes you just got to pull together and just get on with it. So that took up most of our afternoon getting that done, and then we've started with the drains, and we've done the downstairs toilet one permanent, and then just overnight we've got the main upstairs toilet out the bathroom coming down, and then we've got that in temporary so it can all be used overnight. And that's what we like to try and do, is try and keep the house working as it should for as long as possible. And then first thing tomorrow we'll take the connector off, run it all the way back out here and have it as a permanent drain then. So, and then tomorrow is, what is it, Cal?
What?
Bricklaying day.
Yes.
Back on the trowel. So it is building day today. It's finally come around after the setback with having to pile the footings. It's finally here. So what's happened now though is the footing makeup of the foundations has kind of changed slightly. So it's now requiring a trench block and 3 brick rather than being, I think we're going to do 5 brick. So it's changed ever so slightly just because of the way the cages were put in on the piles and the concrete level higher. So we've had to work around that. So Callum are at Beasley's, they've been on their way in now with some trench block. Me and Adam have just started to load a few of the brick out the facings, ready to go. As soon as the trench block are here, we'll load them out and then we'll get cracking.
So it's a good day, and as Ben just mentioned, the lads are cracking on with the footings in the Leach. So we're trying to, I reckon we're going to probably try to get them up by midday tomorrow, and then we'll start the prep work on the oversight. And yeah, you probably noticed I've got a nice window. So when the lads had a spare few hours the other day, we obviously put it in, and it just makes me feel a bit more human instead of sitting in a cave. So my plan today, I've got 2 quotes to do this morning. Also, my buy-to-let, the tenants moved out 2 days ago. So what my plan is, they've been really good tenants to be fair. They've been there, it's got to be nearly 4 years now. But what my idea is to kind of sell that buy-to-let and then use that money obviously towards a development. So they moved out Monday, and I've got the estate agent going in just to see what the condition is. So you might see us like the next few weeks just going there and painting or whatever it's going to be, just to turn up ready to sell. So I've got a shoot up there possibly tomorrow. I'll meet him there. Yeah. And then I'm just prepping for 2 site meetings that I've got on Friday, so I'm just getting all the drawings and I'm looking at structural calcs in a bit more detail. What I didn't mention the other day when you're going down that piling route is it also affects the concrete slab. So instead of doing like a traditional slab where basically the build-up of the sandwich, if you want to call it, sits on the actual ground, when you've got to go down a piling route, your slab then turns to a raft slab. So what that means is when you pour the slab, it sits on the inside of the perimeter wall and the spinal wall. So it sits on the wall instead of on the ground. And then when you pour it, you've got to also put mesh in it as well. So after it is all done, then the structural engineer calcs will get updated for building control. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but it is the best foundation that you can have, and the strongest in my opinion. So yeah, that will be getting poured, I imagine, Monday, and then yeah, we'll be out the ground flying. So yeah, it's just been one of them jobs. The Groundworks has been hard work, but You do get them now and then. Just got to crack on, haven't you? So I'll pass you back to Ben and the lads. Got one in morning this morning. I'm going to pop around our 2 jobs. So I'm going to go to the Lake first and then going up to Tarvin, see how the lads getting on the Lake, and Phil's there today putting the rads on in Tarvin. So let's have it. So as you can see, we are slowly starting to take shape here in the Lake. So I think one more day, half a day today, the brickwork will be up to damp, and then they're going to start the oversight prep work. So there's a lot in this groundworks, like I mentioned yesterday. So the lads still got to finish the drainage off. We're going to extend that soil pipe, existing one, over and back down there so we can access that. And then, yeah, we're going to start the prep work. So we've had 5 ton of stone delivered this morning. They're going to start getting that in and just see where we're at the end today. It possibly might need to move the concrete back. It is booked in for Monday with the pump. But yeah, it's just a lot of work. And like I said, the access is poor, so you really struggle to even just get a wheelbarrow down the side. And as you can see, Cal's bringing the post round now. So yeah, I am now going to pop over to Tarvin. Let's see how Phil's getting on there, putting the rads on. I've just come to Tarvin to see how the client's getting on there. So the client's doing his own painting, second fix joinery and flooring. So I find it odd, even though the client's doing a lot of the work towards the end, I still find it hard to like let go. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know, but I feel like I've just got to control everything. So the kitchen's being delivered on Monday, the kitchen fitter here is here Tuesday, and then as soon as he arrives Tuesday, I need to have a conversation with him when he wants to get the worktop template to come out, and when he's ready for me to get the second fix electrics and plumbing back in. So even though the customer's doing most of the work at this stage now, like say flooring, painting and joinery, I can't let go. I won't let go till the end.
So it is Friday and it is brekkie day. We've not had a brekkie for quite some time now. We've just been really busy or been in the middle of nowhere or nothing's been about. So finally today we're going to go for the brekkie, hopefully soon. But the plan for today is continue getting the stone in of the slab prep. So that's the first layer of the slab prep. And then we go blinder sand, visqueen, 100mm Kingspan, visqueen. So got to crack on with that today. Ideally want to get that done all complete and all the bits and bobs done, ready for Monday for concrete, but sometimes it doesn't work to plan, as you know. So push that back till Tuesday because we've got a few other extra bits with it being a raft foundation to do. So we've got polystyrene in the cavity to bring it up, so the concrete raft sits on the internal skin of brickwork, and then we've got to prep the footings for the raised patio and garden walls as we're going to get concrete pumping. So it makes sense to get everything prepped together, pump it all in.
Friday feeling. So it's Friday and what an absolute glorious day it is. Hopefully this is the start of summer. So for me, back in the office. So I've just got back, had a nice breakfast with the lads this morning. Don't think we've had a breakfast together for about a month. just because everyone's been working all different jobs. So the plan for today, the lads obviously carrying on with the lathe, doing the groundworks. God, there's a lot in that groundworks there. It's just due to the access, everything's just taking like twice as long. But it is what it is. So my plan today is, I've just been for brekkie with the lads. I've also been to his site meeting this morning. So a potential job in Chester. Just dotting the I's really, getting all the little final documentation in place, ready to go. And that should be hitting off probably in the summertime. And then I have a meeting this afternoon in Hertford. Yeah, just outside Hertford and near Northwich. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So pass you over to the lads and see how they're getting on. That is it for another week at Acura. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. And turn the tunes up.